Happy Halloween, everyone. Did I scare you? Hahaha, of course not. You know what to expect from the Darkness in Motion channel. With the horrors of Halloween coming in hot, I thought we'd take a look at some extra spooky content. Whereas normally these racing conspiracy videos tell about allegedly rigged races and smuggling team owners, today we're talking about something truly scary. Human experimentation.
Oh, like Netrunner?
Why do I even bother? Cue the intro.
Darkness in Motion.
With the 2026 NASCAR season in full swing, I decided to look back to late last year, where across the final 4 months, a weird conspiracy theory about NASCAR Skyward Incorporated and the series' fleet of new drivers came around. These all came from a set of 6 pictures, all from various sources in various locations. In this brand new video, I want to take you all through a journey across these pictures, see what we can decipher, and maybe find if there's some truth to these theories. We start with image 1, which was released to the public by the California Lifeguard Services on the 30th of September 2025 in connection with a, so to say, strange case. Let's get into it. In the morning of 21st of September of that same year, lifeguard James Linton was called to an emergency taking place in the dunes near a beach in the Ventura area. Although the caller was unclear, they seemed in distress. Linton himself answered the call and would report that the caller was screaming and crying into the phone about some pain they were in on their arm, but never specified. According to both him and later police investigators, it could be reasonably assumed the caller was either missing their entire arm or at least part of it by the panic tone. Linton quickly responded and drove his vehicle to the location in around 5 minutes. However, when arriving at the traced location of the call, he discovered that, to his shock, he was the only person there. He looked around the dunes for a while before returning to his vehicle. Although he wanted to write it off as a prank call, it didn't feel right because the pain sounded just too real. When Linton got back in his car, this photo appeared on his vehicle's file base. No one could have taken it, and the type of camera still hasn't been identified yet. So how it appeared on the car is unknown. After just over a week without answers, it was decided to release the picture to see if anyone in the public knew anything about the mysterious camera or how the image got on the car, but no answers have arisen. Now, this is seemingly unrelated from NASCAR racing, just a scary urban legend. However, if we take a look at the weird binary code on the bottom of the picture, it spells out the word Skyward. To the average person this doesn't really mean anything, but on NASCAR Conspiracy Twitter, this went viral because NASCAR had just announced Skyward Incorporated would become the new title sponsor for the Cup Series. Twitter users decided this couldn't be a coincidence and went wild trying to find out what these two had in common. In my opinion, probably nothing. However, considering what's to come later in this video, the detail about the arms seems a little noteworthy. Next up, an image that is a lot more obviously about NASCAR because, well, there is quite literally a car right there. Unfortunately, that is the only obvious thing about this image, as its origins are completely unknown. According to one of my Discord members, who happens to be a fan of the show, subtle details in the graphics and the giant logo in the top left show that this is the ABC show Highway Patrol, a TV show that started airing in 2025. It follows real-life Florida traffic police and the incidents they deal with. This particular screenshot showing the chase of what appears to be a Chevrolet SS going slightly over the speed limit, with the Aventador's number 32 Mercedes seemingly parked on a private terrain in the background. Now this is part of a real episode that aired in October 2025 that you can watch on ABC Plus, However, right around when this screenshot was supposedly taken, the episode cuts to a black screen, an issue that has been there since it first appeared on streaming, meaning this screenshot was taken live. By who, you ask? No one knows. The screenshot first appeared on Twitter by a user complaining about ABC's quality control allowing a TV show to glitch out like that. However, further investigation revealed that this was not the user's own screenshot, instead having it sent through several WhatsApp groups, with the original picture's origin remaining unknown. Now the weird thing is, apart from the glitch of course, that little detail of the NASCAR car. That is clearly a 2026 car, which wouldn't be revealed yet until December, and had no business being in Florida, as the official story says the car was developed in the NASCAR development areas in Charlotte, Texas and California. Meaning this sighting, which might have been only noticed by a few people, is quite weird. An extensive investigation revealed that this picture could absolutely not have been edited, so what this car is doing there, or why the screenshot can't be found anywhere, remains a mystery. This seems like a pretty important puzzle piece. Picture 3, like Picture 1, seems completely unrelated to racing. However, the backstory reveals that this might be more related to NASCAR than we think. This is a collage of two pictures collected by the Greensboro Police Department in relation to a missing persons case from November 2025. Although we don't know the identities of the people involved, there have been reports of the Dodge Ram and Jeep Wrangler being owned by two private investigators from Lexington. Apart from the tragedy of their disappearances, there is something else weird about this. The person who took the pictures and the location of the vehicles. They were found high in the mountains of North Carolina, somewhere even Google Maps doesn't show fully rendered satellite pictures of, because there's just nothing. However, some have theorized NASCAR has a secret facility there. What for? Conspiracy nonsense probably, I don't know. However, the person who took these pictures seems to weirdly confirm that. The name Jay Vanderbilt should be familiar to a lot of people who are obsessed with NASCAR and chronically online like me. His full first name is Jonah Vanderbilt, and he works for NASCAR HQ. He gained a name in the NASCAR community for his YouTube videos explaining some of the inner workings of the sport. Although neither he nor the police have confirmed that it was him, he does live in the area and, if the conspiracy is to believe, works in this super secret facility. Maybe the disappearances of the PIs have something to do with that? Maybe they were investigating NASCAR's top secret crimes? Or maybe Jonah was just on a walk through the mountains. Could be either option really. Now we're finally going to get into the actual scary stuff I was talking about earlier in the video. Everything so far has been leading up to this. The picture from California, the mystery location in Florida, the secret facility in North Carolina, all come together for this one subject, human experimentation. What does that have to do with NASCAR? Well, let's dive into it. Picture 3 starts with a tweet by a now deleted account simply named NASCAR Skyward Truth. People who saw the tweet at the time say it contained a few things. Two sets of coordinates, one of which matches up with the ones in the Florida image from earlier, while the other one is unknown, but is theorized to be in North Carolina, and two links. One to a Google document, which was apparently a long, somewhat incoherent ramble about someone in NASCAR using the theorized facility to either test humans, build robots, or work on self-driving cars. It was never entirely sure. One of my Discord members compared reading the document to just having a stroke. However, the actual related image is of the second link. This link led to a Google Drive folder simply called Evidence. Unfortunately, the tweet was removed by Twitter pretty quickly. No one seems to remember looking at the pictures, and the one screenshot that was archived, taken by that same Discord member, is completely glitched and broken, with him not even knowing how or when he took the screenshot. With no context whatsoever, it's hard to decipher what's going on. There are some vague shapes visible, but honestly, it's hard to say definitively. Luckily, it wouldn't be the last time we saw one of these pictures. In December 2025, a month after the deletion of the NASCAR Skyward Truth account, another Twitter account popped up, simply named Tori Bells, which I assume and hope isn't their real name. It seemed the account's admin had one of the drive's pictures saved, and unlike NASCAR Skyward Truth, which posted once and then got deleted, Tori Bells went on a spamming rampage before their account was also removed. It began December 19th with the announcement of the format and cars for the 2026 Skyward NASCAR Grand Championship, which was when the account began spamming their one picture on their own profile and under every single NASCAR related post you could think of, which led to them being found, well, rather annoying to say the least. However, taking a look at their first tweet, let's try to take this seriously. Although the image is corrupted, it's not as broken as the screenshot of the drive, and we can actually read the text and see the pictures even if we still don't know the person who took the original screenshot. It basically insinuates that the rookies for the 2026 season that were announced that day, probably without the ones that were already established worldwide racers, were the subjects of those pictures. Speculation rises. Maybe this means they are humans or cyborgs, maybe just people with really messed up arms, but whatever it means, those new drivers are not normal. At least, that's what this user is saying. In reality, it's hard to see this as anything but a crazy conspiracy, and the final picture shows that it really wasn't taken seriously. We finally have a cleaner picture of the account, and although the photo is still corrupted and we don't see anything different from the first tweet, we still have some more insight. The post itself was a reply to a fairly standard racing narrative post about whatever race car they found on Wikipedia. Looking at it, the user clearly had gotten more incoherent over the 4 entire days the account was active, resembling regular conspiracy theory posts a lot, which did not help their legitimacy. This screenshot is particularly special because unlike all other pictures, we actually know its origin. The screenshot was taken and posted by Twitter user NoContextNASCAR because of the reply, from which it basically spread around the entire NASCAR online community. Although it is indeed pretty funny, it does give us more insight that we can use to form a conclusion. So, what is the overall conspiracy? Well, editor Dan has a theory on how these all connect, and buckle yourself because Dan is a madman. The lifeguard picture is by one of the new drivers before they were kidnapped by NASCAR, trying to get help, which is why their arm is in so much pain, I guess. The second picture proves there is a secret facility in Florida where driver-car compatibility is tested or something along those lines. The 2 PIs went missing because they were trying to find information about this conspiracy and got too close, and the last 3 images show the result of these experiments. A cybernetic arm that links these kidnapped drivers to their cars to be the next generation of racing drivers, with the 2026 NASCAR season being a testing ground for them against the best drivers in the world to sell them to big companies. Yeah, I have no clue either. I have a hard time believing this, although I do find the pictures of the arm really intriguing. If it's really true, we'll probably never know, but it made an entertaining video, and hey, isn't that the point of it all? Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time with another racing conspiracy video. Catch you on the dark side.